Father Aloysius was born in 1905, the feast day of St. Aloysius Gonzaga, June 21st, in Lloret, Spain. The area that Father Aloysius came from, the Basque area, highly Catholic in every sense of the word. It was a place of pilgrimage and religious fervor, of which Father Aloysius and his family knew much about. I see that Father Aloysius, in a special way, had a presence at times where you could very clearly see Almighty God had done something and was using Father Aloysius for God's purposes.
And in 1979, I was diagnosed with leukemia. I was 2.5. And they took me to the Los Angeles Children's Hospital, and I went into coma 2 days. And my mom had no option, and she was really desperate. And my dad was losing hope. And they heard about Father Aloysius, how he interceded to God through Mary, curing especially children with cancer. So my dad went to the Clarion Center in Los Angeles, and the secretary answered the door, and he says, "I'm looking for Father Aloysius." And she said, you can't see him because he had open heart surgery and he needs to rest. So my dad started sobbing, and he said, well, my wife is losing her mind, and I'm going to lose it with her because our child is 2.5 and she's in coma and she has leukemia. He is our only hope. So she let him in, and she said, only 5 minutes, because he's really sick. And Father Aloysius came down the stairs, and he told my dad, "Fidel, what little faith you have." And my dad was amazed because he didn't know him, and he knew his name. And he started crying. "I'm here because my daughter's dying. She's 2.5, and I'm losing hope in God." And he said, she is sleeping. She's not dying. And he said, well, it's not true. So my dad said, well, give me the blessing for she could receive it in the hospital. So he gave the blessing, and at the time he finished the blessing, I received it in the hospital, and I got a coma. And at that moment, I was instantly cured through his intercession.
I sent several people to him when I realized he had the power of healing. I sent several people to him to be cured. I noticed that when he felt he had no power to cure the person, he would just say, well, I'll pray for you. But whenever he would say either you don't have to go to your appointment with the doctor, you'll be all right, then I knew that the person was taken care of. One such case was that of a lady from Ecuador also who called me to say that she had made an appointment at St. Vincent's Hospital to have her cancerous tumor removed. And this was on a Friday, I believe, and she said the appointment was for Monday. I told her about Father Aloysius and said, if you want to, why don't you go see Father Aloysius, see what he has to say. Well, he blessed her and told her that she did not need the operation, but if she felt better having it, she could, but that she could cancel the operation. So she did, with all faith in him and in God. The tumor never developed, and she never had cancer again. She's always been very grateful to Father Aloysius and has done many merciful works in his name in Ecuador.
And it is our strictest duty to protect our church, to protect souls, to protect our homes. And now our devotion to the angels, or the devotion to the angels, should be in the church now greater than ever, more intense than ever, more ardent than ever. We must be now more aware than ever of the protection of the angels. I'm very devoted to the Blessed Mother and her angel. As angel, the name of angel means messenger. They are the messengers of God for us, and they are bringing us the graces of God and presenting to God our prayers. And we must be in constant conversation with our angel, because he's the closest person to us, the very closest.
I was in the seminary at the time that he was in Los Angeles. And so about 60 years ago, he was my confessor during the vacation time. So I had a good knowledge of him. I must admit I was very, very impressed, and also impressed by the reputation that he had, which was always exercised with a tremendous amount of simplicity and humility, his ability to help the sick. And actually, he had the reputation of being able also to be the instrument of healing for the sick even at that time.
And so on Wednesdays, I would always see many people who came to see him. Maureen O'Hara, Mr. Conrad Hilton, and many others that I can't remember right now. But he had a reputation of being a holy priest, a missionary, and I would serve Mass. This was before the concelebration, so the private Mass. And he was a so devout man that the rumor even at that time would say that he celebrated so well that he would levitate.
Today I would like to seek your consent for a canonical consultation on the cause of canonization of a holy priest who ministered in California, as well in Texas and Arizona. There is already a popular devotion to him because he had a reputation for holiness and for inspiring others to seek holiness in their lives. He died in Los Angeles in 1981, and he's buried at Mission San Gabriel.
Archbishop Gomez, I think you've been good enough to present this for our support of you moving forward. We've heard various testimonies, but are you ready for us to ask for that vote then from the body?
Yes, I move that
If you're ready for the vote, just by voice vote, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
One thing I remember that might be interesting, when he realized he was dying, I went to see him in his deathbed almost, and he said, "Don't be concerned, because I can do more for you from heaven than I did on earth."